This is what news from New Frontiers Television News Center. I am Shegun Fumia Yedukun. The Senate was the threat to the credibility of the 2027 election. The upper chamber is expected to conclude work on the bill and transmit it this week, following the submission of the report by a 7-member ad hoc committee, which was set up to harmonize the lawmakers' precision and resolve outstanding issues. The committee was constituted last Thursday after a 3-hour closed-door executive session and was given 3 days to complete its assignment. It is expected to submit its report today. Senate President Godswill Akpabio said the panel was established to synthesize senators' view and address concerns raised during the plenary debate to fast-track the passage of the bill. The federal government has launched a free nationwide financial literacy and inclusion training for American financial inclusion, aims to equip citizens, especially women and youth, with financial investment and digital skill for sustainable wealth creation. To implement the initiative, the group has signed a memorandum of understanding with 6 professional bodies to develop training centers, certification pathway, digital skill programs, and mentorship platforms. The Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation has announced the commencement of the accreditation exercise for the selection of 5 new federal permanent secretaries. In a statement issued on Tuesday, the Director of Press at the conference, Eno Olotu, said that the exercise followed the approval of President Bola Tinubu and is aimed at filling existing and anticipated vacancies. The positions are to be filled by the candidate from Adamawa, Bayelsa, and Ogun counties involved to adhere strictly to guidelines, ensure teamwork, and maintain the highest level of diligence. Organized Labor and the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, have resolved their dispute, leading to the immediate resumption of work by affected employees in Abuja. And the TUC, the Trade Union Congress, signed by the TUC Secretary General Nuhu Toro and the acting NLC General Secretary Benson Upa. The resolution followed a conciliatory meeting between Labour leader and the FCT minister, conveyed by the chairman of the Senate Committee on the FCT, Senator. Labour leader has said that all grievances raised by members of the Joint Union Action Committee were thoroughly discussed and addressed. Against the United States dollars in the official Nigerian foreign exchange market, 2 naira 7 kobo per dollar on Friday, January 23, to 1,386 appreciation. Local currency recorded a steady upward trend from January 26, improving from 1,418 naira 95 kobo per dollar to a strongest level of 1,003, a high over 1,423 naira 50 kobo per dollar earlier in the week. But the narrowing gap between the daily highs and lows signaled increased stability towards the month end. The official exchange rate is a key benchmark for the corporate transactions and eligible payments. The federal government has announced plans to end its sole responsibility for electricity subsidies, including a framework that which Mr. Tamino Yakubu disclosed on Monday in a President Bola Tinubu directive that electricity subsidies be made explicit, ability and persistent crisis in the power sector. He added that from 2026, electricity subsidies are jointly shared. On foreign business now, the U.S. sentiment among the exporters and policymakers, despite limited detail exchange for the India halting purchases of the Russian oil and easing trade barriers. However, neither the White House nor the end of the U.S. petroleum, defense equipment and aircraft, while particularly opened its closely guided agricultural sector. India has also reduced tariff on imported cars to meet Washington's immediate demands. It's time to see what we have on the foreign scene. Do stay with us. Glad you're still there with us on Differences Television. Haitians in the United States preferring their potential deportation to a country that has been ravaged by gang violence. The U.S. District Judge Anna Rey in Washington, D.C. ordered the U.S. Department of Homeland Security's effort to terminate artists' temporary protected status. The move would have been effective or not. Rey, who was appointed by Democratic former President Joe Biden, issued the ruling in a class action lawsuit brought by the Russian forces launched early morning attack on Ukrainian capital Kyiv, the eastern city of Kharkiv, and other areas, causing fires and damaging energy infrastructure. The strikes injured at least 4 people and came on the eve of the planned three-party talks in the United Arab Emirates aimed at resolving the nearly 4-year-old war. In Kyiv, where temperatures fell close to minus 20 degrees Celsius overnight, loud explosions were reported as missiles and drones were deployed, and authorities said that the attack affected 5 districts of the capital, damaging 3 apartment buildings and a structural housing a kindergarten. Sport is next after this break. Just stay with us. For the men's senior national team, the Yellow Greens, following the departure of the former Kenya brief sent off in Lagos recognizing his contribution. On that is to know, Nigeria won the West African tournament in 2023 and 2025 and improved its ICC ranking from 42nd to 37th. The NCF is the second candidate with at least a level 3 coaching qualification and 8 to 10 years of experience. Applicants could have experience in high performance or international cricket, elite player development, performance analytics, sports science, and modern cricket methodology. Familiarity with associate or recruitment marks the start of the next phase in development of the night. Started 2-1 defeat to Plateau United at the Samuel as a qualified equalizes through Albert Cover in the 63rd minute. Arinstil Ebers Remo Stars to 18th on the table with a 26 points, which is to 6 matches, and climbed to the 14th with 30 points. Law 10. The NFF had requested a venue change from the Lekan Salami Stadium, Ibadan, citing the poor state of the pitch, which previously was Television News Center. Many thanks for watching. I am Shegun Fumi Oyedokun. Good afternoon.